Hello, welcome back to the Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League playoffs. As you can see, we are still on that victory screen from last night's broadcast. That's when we had the Ditto Burritos with that win over Amiibo and Gage to advance to the next round. Let's clear this screen immediately. So, tonight we are going to be doing the conference semifinals of the Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League. Let me open my stream real quick, make sure everything is running smoothly. So, open my stream. Let me send that to the Discord real quick, ping everybody real quick, so press that button. Alright, here we go. Live now. Season 4. The playoffs, conference semifinals. So let me go there into the Discord real quick. Live now. Season 4. Actually, live now. Ping the whole Season 4 row, actually. Season 4 conference semifinals. And I don't know why I did not do a space there. My phone has been acting weirdly lately. And it's not because I got a new case or anything like that. It's just acting weird in general. Anyways, pinging the Discord right now. People should be joining into the actual live stream. So, tonight we are doing the conference semifinals of the Seasons 4 Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League playoffs. Let me see who is playing who real quick. Let me go to my tournament info. That is my phone falling because I did not place it properly on the stand. Alright, so we have 4 more series today. We're going to see those teams who had first round buys, which means it's going to be number 6 Buffalo at number 1 the Novas, number 6 Feet at number 1 Your Worst Nightmare, number 4 Detroit versus number 2 Dynamic Divorce, and then number 4 the Ditto Burritos versus number 2 the Time Zone Squad. Those odd number games, that's going to be the Eastern Conference. Those Western ones, that's going to be the Western, that's going to be the even numbers. Let me adjust this real quick on my screen. There we go. Got the updated data. So, with all that said, tonight we're going to get started with Buffalo versus the Novas for game number 1. So, Buffalo, they got that upset over No Custody, who had been to the finals in back-to-back seasons. But, let me update the rosters. We will have a different roster order for Buffalo in this game number 1 against the Novas. So let's find them real quick. Volkey's Ryu, gotta be the first amiibo coming out for Buffalo. So let's find Tatsugiri. All rosters, by the way, for game 1 were finalized 30 minutes before the stream was supposed to begin. That was supposed to begin at 9 o'clock flat Central Time, but I needed a little extra 10 minutes to finalize a couple things real quick. I need to get better with my time management, especially with streaming all that, because, I mean, like, sure, yeah, this is free, all that, y'all don't pay, well, you pay for the stuff, like the Amiibo and all that, the game, all that, the hobby, but still, like, I should probably do better with my time. Net Easy's Byleth Venus, gonna be the 3rd Amiibo coming out. The rest of the roster order, relatively the same, so you're still gonna have those core aspects of, Voyager, Venus, Donkers, Tatsugiri as a leadoff today. The job will not be starting for this game number 1. We will see Frostbite's Mii Brawler Bubble Base in slot number 4, but let me find that Easy's Byleth Venus. Where is he? Here we go. Venus. One of 2 first-round picks from Buffalo. Hello to Buffalo. How you doing? You're up first against the Novas. Gotta be Frostbite's Mii Brawler. Bubble Base coming in right now. Hello, Joe. Welcome. Your series versus Detroit. That's gonna be the 3rd series. So, one little thing coming into this stream. Detroit announced their intention to make a roster order change, but they forgot to submit a roster order change for game 1 against Dynamic Divorce. We will see after that first game whether or not they do want to make a roster order switch. It was hinted that they did want to possibly start Herobrine in this postseason. That is MLO 456's Mii Sword Fighter has been starting for Detroit the last in Season 2 and Season 3, but has not made any starts here in Season 4 during Detroit's big season here. Let's find Frostbite's Mii Brawler, Bubble Base. That's going to be the 4th amiibo for Buffalo. So where is Bubble Base? Here he is. He's going to be right here. Going to get this sip of water real quick. Make sure y'all got water real quick, because we're only going to do 2 water breaks in between the game 1s and the game number 2s. And finally, last amiibo, it's going to be the Ice Climbers. It's going to be Donkers. Alright, on the other side of things, the Novas, last postseason, they were the number 1 seed in the Season 3 Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League playoffs, but they got swept in the first round by Edmonton, the number 7 seed, who already had a big upset over the Swarm. Now Edmonton, they would go on to win the finals, but this season Edmonton missed the playoffs with a losing record, the defending champions, despite having most of the core aspects from last season's roster. josephzilla, Diabell's gonna be the leadoff here. Let's find Eon 2's Link, Valorex. Valorex has been having his best career season so far. This season has been huge for both him and Crunchy's Link Phipps. We saw Phipps with no custody, got shut out in the playoffs, relatively shut out in the playoffs, only one KO in the 3 games they played against Buffalo, who got that upset. Pangers, Dr. Mario, it's him, gonna be the 3rd Amiibo for this team, so let's find him real quick. It's him, Pangers Dr. Mario, coming out for the Nova specifically. It's him. In the 4th slot, we're going to see Mario Dude's Byleth A+ to me. So let's find A+ to me real quick. Where is he going to be? I just realized I forgot to back out of the screen instead of go back in. So I don't know if this is going to allow me to actually scan this 4th Amiibo. Let's see. I might actually need to restart this screen. Because I just realized I forgot to back out. Because we already had like 12. No, we had 8 different teams play each other. So hopefully, let's see. Mario Dude going to be the Byleth A+ to me. Try to think, we had 8 teams, 4 different series. Yeah, it should let me scan these Amiibo real quick. Yeah, we basically only scanned about like 40 or something Amiibo real quick, so we don't need to back out. I'll probably back out after. Wait, if we only have 12 teams, we don't need to back out at all, actually. Alright, Joe's Ryu, Talk is Cheap, gonna be the last Amiibo for here, so let's find Talk is Cheap real quick. Where is he? There he is. Let's hope and pray that this does want to accept the Ryu. It will! Alright, so welcome to the Season 4 Conference Semifinals of the Squad Track Amiibo Draft League Season 4 Playoffs. This is going to be Buffalo versus the Novas for game number 1. As mentioned in the schedule, the order of the series we are doing, it's going to be number 6 in the East, the Buffalo Amiibashers, versus number 1 in the East, the Novas. Then we're going to go to the West with number 6 Fantasy Feed Enthusiast versus number 1 Your Worst Nightmare. We'll head back to the East where we have number 4 Detroit versus number 2 Dynamic Divorce, and the 4th and last series that we will be doing is number 4 the Ditto Burritos versus number 2 the Times of Squad back in the Western Conference. We'll do game 1 of each series, then game 2 of each series, and if needed, we will do game number 3. The game 2 and game 3 rosters are due the moment the previous game ends. So for game 2 of Buffalo versus Novas right here, those rosters are due as soon as game 1 of the Ditto Burritos and the Time Zone Squad ends. If the Ditto Burritos and the Time Zone Squad are the only series to go to game number 3, by the way, those teams will be given some time, additional time, to update their rosters if there are no other games that go to game 3. So Buffalo Novas, Feet Your Worst Nightmare, Detroit Dynamic, if those are all sweeps, but Ditto versus Time Zone goes to that game 3, they'll get that extra time to update the rosters as they see fit. Alright. With all that said and done, your rosters for Buffalo is going to be Tatsugiri, Voyager, Venus, Bubble Base, and Donkers versus Diabells, Valorex, it's him, A+ to me, and Talk is Cheap. Your conference semifinals of the Season 4 playoffs starts now. Alright, let's press those buttons real quick. Up, left, right, down, A. There's one thing we'll mention, but we won't mention that until we get to the Detroit game, and that is the most KOs all time could be broken in a single season. Alright, so Tatsugiri versus Diabells. As your leadoff, we see the Ryu with the first damage, Zelda with the forward smash. Gonna be forward smash getting parried. It's gonna be 35. Diabells try to go off stage right there, 35 to 15 still. Ryu with the down tilt side B, 35 to 41. We see the forward tilt getting shooted. That's gonna be a fireball right there, 35, 40, 58 to 62 as these two Amiibo, they've been going back for so far. Forward smash gets shielded, forward smash out of parry, 76 to 62. We see the down throw, we see the down air from the Zelda, bit of a surprising move right there. It's gonna be Shoryuken right there. Diabells still alive, it's 92 to 95 as we're gonna see forward smash miss. Diabells with that forward smash. Tatsugiri off stage right now. He will come back onto the stage. We're going to see as shield. That's a forward smash. Tatsugiri, he will survive for now. It's going to be 129 to 95. Both Amiibo back onto the stage. But this back throw right here, Diabells gets that leadoff win, but it's critically damaged as Voyager comes out for the Buffalo Amiibashers. It's going to be 15. Up throw, up air, 51 to 95. Up smash again, 69 to 95. Voyager already taking some big damage against the Novas. 69 to 112. We see the Zelda up special to get some chip. 77 to 127. As we see, Voyager does not go for a forward air there. That would have been a prime opportunity to get rid of Diabells. Instead, Diabells comes back to the stage. Forward smash will get rid of Diabells. Here comes Valorex for the Novas, and that forward smash right there, that's going to make this 3 versus 4. Venus coming out right now for the Buffalo Amiibashers, down by a stock. It's going to be a little bit of damage right here. Juggling, try to go for the up B. Valorex comes back to the ground at 65%. Now we see some juggling from Valorex, 59 to 65 after everything is said and done. Down throw, up air, Venus at 84. And we see the down tilt now into that was a boomerang, which interrupted an aerial from Venus. It's 88, 107 to 85 as we see both Amiibo coming back onto the stage. 107, gonna be up throw right here, 117 to 85. Up smash, that's gonna be a KO from Valorex. That's going to be 2 from the Link, as now this is a 4 versus 2 scenario. Bubble Base, who came with Dabuffalo from Veridox's team, going to come out for the Buffalo Amiibashers. Going to be 12 to 128. We're going to see that side B miss. It's going to be forward smash right here, 37 to 128. Valorex comes back onto the stage, but that neutral air going to make this 37. Forward smash, that's going to KO. So now it's him. Panger's Dr. Mario coming out for the Nova specifically. 37 to 29. Bubble Base going to come back towards the stage, but gets hit by the forward smash. That was bad positioning right there from Bubble Base. It's him with that forward smash KO. Another forward smash here. Donkers, the last Amiibo in this 1 versus 3 scenario, already at 24%, but we see some damage onto it's him. He's at 77, 86, and now we see a back throw. That's going to be the other Icy coming back onto the stage. It's 24 to 113. It's him, comes back onto the stage, 24 to 131 as we see the dash attack into the up air. 1 versus 2 now, but here comes A+ to me for the Novas. Forward smash, Donkers off stage, should be able to come back on. No sacrifice needed quite yet. 66 to 0 right now. We see the up throw, we're going to see no up air quite yet. 66 to 18 is the damage right now. There is still a Ryu in the back for the Novas, even if they're able to get rid of this Byleth. Down special gets interrupted. It's going to be 79 to 76. A+ to me, taking some big damage against this Ice Climbers. Down throw, we see an up air miss. It's going to be 79 to 99. Can A+ to me seal this game, or will Donkers bring this down to the last Amiibo? Parry, down smash, Nana still able to survive. It's 82 to 117, but the separation of the Ice Climbers, that's going to do it. The Novas are going to take game 1 of this conference semifinals as they win this game 5 to 3. The separation of the Ice Climbers, that's what able to get this game done for A+ to me as the Novas. They take this game number 1 here against Buffalo. So where's that piece of paper I have with the scores? I think I lost it. No, here it is. Here's that piece of paper I have with the scores. So game 1, the Novas take this 5-3. They have a 1-0 lead in that series. So we'll see what Buffalo does to adjust the roster for game number 2. We'll see what they do. Game 2, it's going to be back at the Spirit Tracks. Buffalo as a lowest seed. That means they can only host game number 2. Even if the number 6 seeds, actually the number 6 seeds were to face each other, Buffalo would have home field advantage. So if Buffalo versus Feet ended up being the finals, Buffalo would take games. I forgot if the finals are ABABA or AABBA. I think it's AABBA. I need to double check real quick. We voted on this too. Alright, so the Novas take game number 1 here. Let me get that screenshot real quick. Actually, let me go to the home menu first. Let me get that screenshot, and then we'll get that screenshot there. Alright. So coming up next, it's going to be game number 1 of the other 6 versus 1 series. We're going to have the Fancy Feet Enthusiasts versus Your Worst Nightmare when we come back from this small break with 0 brain rot. Actually, wait, let me think. Yeah, we have 12 teams totals. That only means like 5 on each side. That could give buffer for like a couple substitutions, all that. Yeah, we don't need to back out. As long as there's like no more than 4 substitutions. We have had 1 so far, so okay. Feet versus Your Worst Nightmare, game number 1. That's going to be coming up when we come back from the small break. Going to be loading those rosters real quick. Sorry for the lack of brain rot. Welcome back to the Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League Season 4 playoffs. This is the conference semifinals as we have the Fantasy Feed Enthusiasts versus your worst nightmare. So the Fantasy Feed Enthusiasts, 8-8 record after a 5-0 start. They end up making it to the playoffs with a number 6 seed. They beat Very Dodge's team in the first round of the playoffs. Now they face number 1 seed, your worst nightmare. The Fantasy Feed Enthusiast roster, it's Bisclarvet, Ice Eater 40, Yuri, Equinart, and Lego Batman versus Colonist, Chroma, King Raru, Rice, and Shion. As you can see, Lego Batman, Shion, they use the same color, so whichever Byleth is the home Byleth, they're going to be temporarily the default male instead of the green woman. Alright. Actually, I need that tab open on my laptop. So, this is going to be a 6 versus 1 seed. Even though your worst nightmare has been to the playoffs in 3 out of 4 seasons, your worst nightmare does not have a playoff win yet. Can they get their first playoff series win in franchise history, advance to the conference finals, or will they fall short and go 0-3 in the playoffs? Let's get started. Alright. Just in case I forgot to mention your worst nightmare roster, it's Colonist, Chroma, King Raru, Rice, and Shion. Your leadoffs for this game, Bisclarvet versus Colonist for game number 1. Alright, so this King Deity has been somewhat struggling during the second half of the season. It's going to be 15-14. Colonist, though. Colonist is the best leadoff. Actually, no, Low is the best leadoff in the Western Conference. Low from the Swarm. At Colonist, he is the second best leadoff in that Western Conference. It was a very tight race between him and Swarm regarding the All-Star Game slot. Low, we're going to see him in the All-Star Game representing the Swarm. It's going to be 132-58 right now as we see side B into up smash and Colonist. That's why he's one of the best leadoffs in the West, getting that KO against Bisclarvet. Ice Eater 40 coming out right now. It's going to be 0-68 right there. We see that up special getting punished right there. Ice Eater 40 already at 48%. Side B, that's not going to latch on because that was the purple Pikmin. Back throw, 71-68. Forward smash, Ice Eater 40 is off stage. We're going to see the Olimar just waiting for her to come back on. Down smash, 98-83. We see at side B, it's still a blue, yellow, purple Pikmin. Going to be 123-83 right now as we see Colonist come back onto the stage. Forward smash from the purple Pikmin just falls short. So Ice Eater 40 still alive for now. Down smash, that'll get rid of Colonist, but Chroma might have some easy pickings here against the Mii Sword Fighter. Comes back onto the stage after waiting a little bit. Forward smash gets shielded. Sorry, parried, my apologies. 123-34. Up smash not going to land. Down smash gets avoided. Up tilt. Do we see the up here from Chroma? 137-48 right now. We're going to see just the stash attack. Chroma with that KO. Yuri is going to come out for the Fantasy Feed Enthusiasts. Bet her first 3 seasons with Detroit. Now she is here with the Fantasy Feed Enthusiasts. It's going to be 0-48. Jab, jab, jab. That's going to make this 15-32% right now. 32, 39, 55-48 as your worst nightmare. They want to increase the lead they have. Right now it's a 4-3 lead as we see side B. Yuri at 72, 72-64. Forward smash right there. That's going to make this a 4 versus 2 scenario with your worst nightmare in the lead. Equinart needs to come in and do some some damage control for the Fantasy Feet Enthusiast. Already at 37 though against Chroma. She has 2 KOs so far in this game. Gonna be 49 to 64 as we see it. Robin with the up smash. It's gonna be another up smash. 49 to 88. We see that Thunder. Side B missing from Chroma. We see the up smash here. Echo Nart at 71%. 82. Do we see an up smash here? We will not quite yet. That's down throw. Up air. That's gonna miss from the Robin. Down air from Chroma on the way back down. Switching to the Mithra. There's an up smash. 111 to 95. Chroma back to the Pyra. Up smash. That's 3 KOs from Chroma for your worst nightmare. They have a commanding 4-1 lead here in game number 1. It's going to be 22 to 103. That out smash, not all the hits can get parried, so Lego Batman is able to get rid of Chroma, but here comes King Raru for your worst nightmare. So we took a little look at some of the stats and was wondering who leads the league in KOs per game. If we only include those who have started at least 5 or more games, that belongs to King Raru with more than 1.7 KOs. That's Lego Batman. She is gonna fall short. Your worst nightmare is gonna dominate the first game of this series with a 5-2 victory. Alright, so both 1 seeds are showing why they are the 1 seeds. Chroma, 3 KOs, King Raru with that game winner, Colonist with the leadoff win, Ice Eater 40 and Lego Batman. They are the only able to get some KOs against the number 1 seed, so your worst nightmare. They are living up to their name. They are 1 win away from winning their first playoff series in franchise history. So a 5-2 victory against the Fantasy Feet Enthusiast. If your worst nightmare and the Novas win, by the way, they will automatically host Game 1 and Game 3 of the conference semifinals. Keep in mind, tomorrow we are finishing the rest of Season 4. So tomorrow it's going to be the conference finals in the East, the conference finals in the West. We're going to do the All-Star game, and then we will do the first ever best of 5 finals. Alright, with all that said, all that done, we already got the screenshot. Coming up next, game number 1 of Detroit versus the Dynamic Divorce. That's going to take place when we come back from this small break. Welcome back to the Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League Playoffs. This is going to be the Season 4 Conference Semifinals, as now we head to the Dynamic Divorce, where they host Detroit here in game number 1. So, Detroit's roster. They were going to make a roster order change, but they did not submit a change in time for game number 1. We'll see whether or not they do want to make that change for game 2, but your roster is going to be Dekubaba, coming at ya, Farmed, Bloodflame, and Dandori versus Aerith, Ted Temple, Vibin, Tifa, and Failnot for the Dynamic Divorce. The winner of this series will face the winner of Buffalo versus the Novas. The Novas lead that series 1-0 right now in the Eastern Conference. We'll get back to that series in about 2 games from now after we do the next game between Ditto Burritos and the Time Zone Squad. But for now, game 1 of Detroit versus the Dynamic Divorce is starting right now. So let's press those buttons real quick. Up, left, right, down, A. Farmed currently leads the league in total KOs with 29. The record in our single regular season is 32, set by Tilted. Farmed in just the conference semifinals is 3 away. Dekubaba versus Aerith, they're going to be your leadoffs. By the way, I think the record for all-time KOs like in a single playoffs is 14. So keep that in mind too. That was done in a 3-round series, by the way. 21-26 right now in the leadoffs, as we are here at Northern Cave regular form. We see Dekubaba getting that damage onto Aerith. It's going to be just the down B getting shielded. It's going to be down B there. That's going to land onto Aerith. 21. And the downer right there. Dekubaba gets that leadoff. They were considering replacing Dekubaba with either Herobrine or Bloodflame, maybe even Dandori in the leadoff, but Dekubaba, there's a chance that maybe he keeps that roster spot for game number 2. We'll have to see about that, what Detroit wants to do. 21-54. We're going to see whether or not it's going to be the neutral air. Forward tilt getting parried right there. Ted Temple already at 54, by the way. 70-54 as we see Dekubaba coming back onto the stage. Will he go off stage again? He will. It's not going to land. Instead, up B, that's going to put some chip damage. Forward smash. 82-85. He also has a full poison cloud available. After the jab, we see the neutral air. Ted Temple off stage, and we see neutral air from Lucas on the way back up to avoid what could have been a forward air from that Piranha Plant. 97. The up smash gets rid of Dekubaba. Here comes, coming at you for Detroit. He has 5 kills so far this postseason. Yuri currently leads right now with 6, and now they are tied. Gonna be 0-0 right now as Vibin comes out for the Dynamic Divorce. Down 1 stock right now as we are in right now the not sponsored Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zone. 26-33. Vibin, he's gonna get hit by that Gordo. He's gonna deflect that one back to coming at you as he will come back onto the stage. 41-49. Back throw, gonna make this a forward smash right there. Gets avoided by the DAD though. 54-66. We see a forward tilt for coming at you. After the forward tilt, we see a forward tilt again. 54-82. Gordo not gonna land quite yet. Up tilt, do we see an up air? We will not see an up air quite yet. Up smash, it's 79-94. Up tilt, will we see an up air? We do see an up air. That's gonna be 2 KOs from coming at you in this game. He now has 7 so far in these playoffs. Forward smash, that's gonna be coming at you, getting hit right there. 97-1.1. Forward smash from Tifa. Gonna make that a KO, but it is still 3 versus 2, and the MVP is barely coming out. 32-1.1. Off smash, gonna get parried right there as Farmed, gonna get the last hit of that side B. It's down tilt and the forward tilt. We see the side B. Tifa almost at full meter right now, gonna be full meter right there, but he's gonna have to use that in the recovery. He'll come back to the stage. 44-53. 58-53, still a 1 stock difference. We see that side special, making this 78-53. Side B, Tifa at 72%. Another side special, 78-90. 3 side Bs in a row. This is a 1 versus 3 scenario with the Dynamic Divorce down against Detroit. It's going to be 78-47 already. Failnot, that side B not going to land quite yet. 81-47 as we see Failnot. He's going to use the up tilt. He's going to use the up air. Farmed is still alive at 107 with a down throw. Forward air. Do we see Farmed going off stage? He's going to stay on stage, but a down throw. Forward air. Failnot already at 91%. We can see out of shield. It's going to be up throw. Do we see the up air? We see an up special instead. Does not land. 110-117. Out of parry. Forward tilt. Farmed. He picks up 2 KOs in this game for Detroit, and Detroit, they're going to win game number 1 in dominant fashion by taking this game 5-2. So none of these games so far have been close, as we see 2 KOs from coming at you and 2 from the MVP Farmed. So Farmed has crossed the 30 KO benchmark. So Farmed becomes the second amiibo in Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League to have 30 or more total KOs in a single regular season. He now joins Tilted. Tilted had 32 back in Season 2 of the Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League. Farmed in only his 4th playoff game already has 31 KOs. He can break the record with 2 more KOs either in this series or if Detroit advances further on. Please don't tell me Farmed ends up getting 40 KOs and we have to just rewrite the entire rules of the Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League. Please don't let that happen. But the Dynamic Divorce, they are called a Dynamic Divorce because they dynamically change their roster. So we'll see how they adjust to this change. Dekubaba as that leadoff, showing why he wants to stay in that leadoff position. I don't think Detroit's going to switch after what they just saw though. So we'll see whether or not Detroit will make a roster order change. Alright, but a 5-2 victory for Detroit over the Dynamic Divorce. A stunner, a shocker. I thought this was going to be a close game, but Detroit, they just massively erupted. By the way, it should be noted that these two teams did play each other back in round 15 of the Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League in the regular season. If we pull up round 15's data real quick, that was the first game of the night, I believe. That game was won by the Dynamic Divorce. It was a 5-4 victory, so that's kind of why we were expecting a close game here in this first game, but it just did not end up like that. Detroit just blowing away as the rosters were almost identical on both sides. Alright, we got that screenshot already. Coming up next, it's going to be the last of those 4 game ones as we're going to head to the Time Zone Squad, your number 2 seed in the West. They host the Ditto Burritos, who they have played the most amount of times in this Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League. I think this is going to be the 9th, 10th, and or 11th time these two teams face off against each other. The series is split. It's been more favorable in the Time Zone Squad's favor in this later part of the seasons, but in the early half, it was more leaning on the Ditto Burritos. But that's going to be a very fun matchup as the Ditto Burritos. They want to make it back to a conference, to the finals. The Time Zone Squad, they want to win their first ever playoff series. That's going to be coming up next when we come back from this break. Welcome back to the Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League. This is the Season 4 Conference Semifinals as we have Game 1 between the Ditto Burritos and the Time Zone Squad. So, the Ditto Burritos, they got that playoff series win against Amiibo Engage in the previous round. They face the Time Zone Squad now. This is the second time in franchise history the Time Zone Squad has a first round bye in the playoffs. They had a first round bye back in the first season when they were the #1 seed in only a 6-man bracket, but that league only had 12 teams at the time. Your rosters is going to be Ditto, Tilted, Layla, Soul Number 9, and Did I Do versus Nokotan, Pancakes, Pump Patch, Trident, and Crony. This is going to be the second time these two teams meet in the playoffs. Back in Season 1, these teams met in the semifinals. The Ditto Burritos, they had won that series in a 2-0 sweep. Let's see if the fates are different with much different rosters than that first faded season. Game 1 is going to start now. Alright. So, very much different rosters. The only members intact from those first seasons are going to be Ditto and Tilted from the Ditto Burritos and Trident from the Time Zone Squad. We did see two members of the Time Zone Squad unite over in Toronto. That was Nezuko and Mordes. But your leadoffs for game number 1, Ditto versus Nokotan. When this game ends, the roster order updates for game 1 between Buffalo and the Novas. Game 2, my apologies, will be due. Alright, so it's going to be Nokotan with the first damage right here. Ditto has been historically one of the best leadoffs in league history, but he has been having an off season here in this 4th season of the league. Nokotan, however, this is her first full season starting mainly as a leadoff. She's already at 6-7% though. Going to be 30 to 6-7 as we see side B. That's going to be 55 to 67. It's going to be 55 to 74 as Nokotan coming back onto the stage. We're going to see, do we see down B? We do see down B. That's a shield break right there, and Nokotan with the down smash that will not KO Ditto quite yet. So Ditto able to come back onto the stage for now. It's going to be 80 to 83. So even with the shield break, Ditto still alive right here in this leadoff contention. 81 to 98. But those down tilts, Nokotan, stop going high. Stop going high because she gets KO'd by the down smash. Ditto will ultimately win that leadoff interaction. 93 to 0 right now. But that Gordo, that's going to get deflected right there. Pancakes with up throw. Do we see up air? We don't see the up air land. It's going to be 104. 115 to 0 right now as we see down tilt, down B. It's going to be, that's a missed grab from Ditto. Up smash, we're going to see 123 to 28. Pancakes, by the way, he is a Season 3 MVP in that Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League, but the Time Zone Squad, they did not make it to the playoffs that season. 147 to 28 right now as we see down tilt. 154 to 28. Ditto comes back onto the stage as we see forward tilt. That will not KO Ditto quite yet, so he is still at 164. Gordo does not land either. We need to see a KO from Pancakes soon in the Time Zone Squad. They want to avoid falling behind because there is still Tilted in the back. 173 to 61 as Pancakes comes back onto the stage. We're going to see up tilt, so Ditto will get KO'd right here. The Season 3 MVP will have 1 KO so far as we have King Dedede versus King Dedede between Tilted and Pancakes. Forward smash, going to get shielded right there. It's 28. 39 to 68. We see a down throw. We see a forward air. Pancakes at 93% right now. We're going to see down B as Tilted still trying to come back onto the stage. Up B. Pancakes will not come back. So we're going to see 6-7 at Tilted right now. After some of that damage, it's 75 to 0 right now. Pump Patch, by the way, in Season 2 with No Custody, he got that game-winning KO for No Custody for them to win their first and only championship in league history. 104 to 36 right now, so Pump Patch is very familiar with some members of this roster. 121 to 36, we're going to see him go high, forward air, it's going to be 132 to 36 as Pump Patch goes for Fireball. Fireball does not land, 132 to 49, up tilt again, do we see an up smash? We don't see an up smash, instead it's going to be up tilt here, and now we see the dash attack getting interrupted by forward air, 144 to 73. Even though some parts of this game has been a little back and forth, the Time Zone Squad, it's 3 versus 3, but they are down 82%. So it's going to be 0 to 100 right now. Pump Patch coming back onto the stage. It's going to be 107. Layla, Pump Patch will come back onto the stage. Fun fact, Layla was the replacement for Phipps whenever Phipps departed from the Ditto Burritos to join No Custody. It's going to be 45 to 109, 45 to 124, and we see the up air. That's going to get rid of Pump Patch. Trident coming out for the Time Zone Squad. It is 75 to 40. 75 to 56. 75 to 56 as we see forward smash missing from Layla. It's going to be the forward air. Layla off stage. Layla was not considered the replacement immediately. I think Layla didn't start until season 3. I need to double check, but 110 to 6-7 right now. 75 as we see Boomerang. Boomerang gonna be down throw, back throw now. 100 to 91. Neutral air, trying off stage. He will not be coming back. So Crony has a 1 versus 3 scenario for the time zone squad if they want to avoid going down 1-0. But Crony already taking 46%. Forward smash right there. Layla with the KO, and I think that's going to be 3 KOs from this link. Let me double check. But the Ditto Burritos, they're going to win this game 5-2. And that is going to be 3 KOs from Layla. So 3 KOs from Layla of the Ditto Burritos. None of these games go down to the last Amiibo. In fact, we have 3 different games with 5-2 results. So 5-2 between Detroit and Dynamic, 5-2 between Nightmare and Feet, 5-2 between the Ditto Burritos and the Time Zone Squad. In a series, last round, we had a whole bunch of close games, but after the first 4 games of this series, we have nothing but blowouts with 1 5-3 mixed in the mix. Let's get that screenshot real quick. Alright. So, we're going to see if there's any roster order updates being done. Buffalo, the Novas, their roster order updates are due right now for game number 2. Of course, this little break's going to be a little bit longer because we are going to get some water in the time. Y'all should get some water too, stay hydrated, all that. But when we come back, we will have the game 2s starting with going to be the Novas at Buffalo. The Novas, they lead that 1-0.
One strike.
Oh, wait a minute. This is a home game for Buffalo. My apologies. Sorry, the Novas are supposed to be on the left. My bad, my bad. Let me clear everyone out real quick. Yeah, sorry. My bad, my bad. This is a home game for the Novas. So, sorry, home game for Buffalo. So, alright, so let me just load the Ice Climbers in slot 5. Yeah, this is supposed to be a home game for Buffalo, so Buffalo's going to be on the right side of your screen. We'll need another minute or two because of that minor error from me, so we'll be back in another minute or two with Game 2 between the Novas and Buffalo. Welcome back to the Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League Season 4 Conference Semifinals. We have Game 2 between the Novas and the Buffalo Amiibashers as this series now heads to Buffalo. So, the Novas, they took Game number 1 in dominating fashion, a 5-3 victory over Buffalo. The Novas, they have never won a playoff series in history yet, so we're going to see if they get a playoff series win here. They lost in the first round. I don't remember to who. I think it was to the Ditto Burritos. Maybe it was to, it was either to the Ditto Burritos or Dynamic Divorce. I don't remember right now at this moment back in Season 1. Last season, they had a first round bye, but they got bounced by Edmonton in the second round of the playoffs, who upset Novas after upsetting the Swarm. And here, they are one win away from their first playoff series victory in franchise history. Your roster, it's Diabels, Valorex, it's him, A+ to me, and Talk is cheap. As for Buffalo, Buffalo would like to make it into the conference finals to possibly set up a date with maybe the Dynamic Divorce or Detroit. Their roster is Voyager, The Job, Tatsugiri, Venus, and Donkers. The Novas, they lead the series 1-0. Let's get to that loading screen. It's gonna be up, left, right, down, A, as, sudden hiccup right there. Your leadoffs, we do have that little roster order change. The Job is in, Bubble Base is out. We do have a bit of a roster order shift for Buffalo, but the leadoffs for this game are Diabels versus Voyager. So far in this conference semifinals, none of the games have gone down to the final Amiibo. This was the closest of those games, a 5-3 victory for the Novas. The other 3 games in the other series, those were 5-2 victories from Detroit, Your Worst Nightmare, and the Ditto Burritos. So we'll see whether or not this game does get close. Buffalo, they want to force a game 3 back at the Novas, back at Magnikent, in order to possibly get a chance to advance. It's 72-26 right now. We're going to see the up smash though into no up air yet. 88. Down air right there. Voyager, should he come back? He will not. Diabells with a leadoff win again. The job is going to need to come up and finish that job actually. 103-0 right now. Up smash. Diabells at 121%. It's going to be 122-0. That up smash will get rid of Diabells. It is 0-0 right now. Basically a pseudo leadoff for the job, who's usually the leadoff for Buffalo. It's going to be 7-32 against Valorex this time. 22-32 as we see the Falco. He's going to come back onto the stage. 22-32 it remains as we see force match getting shooted. That one's also going to get shooted. It's going to be an up throw now into side B. Does not land. Up smash. 22-63. Forward air only a partial hit. 22-91 as we see the job. Up tilt, neutral air. We're going to see just the down air does not land. Laser. It's up tilt missing from the Falco. Forward smash will miss here. That's another miss forward smash. 66-91. The job. He's going to get hit by the forward smash. He's going to get launched. He will survive, however. 66-116. We don't see a punch right there. That could have been a good punch opportunity. Instead, down throw into, we see the forward air from the Link actually. 74-139. The job goes high, gets punished by the up smash. That's going to be Valorex with a KO right there against the job. Tatsugiri coming out right now for Buffalo. They're down, but not by a lot. 79-26. Forward smash. Tatsugiri at 49 right now as Valorex wants to break this game open. We see a missed Shoryuken getting punished with the up smash. 88-67. It's going to be Shoryuken from the Ryu after going down under the platform. 115-67 right now. Tatsugiri gets hit by the forward air. 115-80. 89 now with the boomerang. It's going to be the no fireball there. The boomerangs are properly spacing this Ryu away. Up smash. Ryu at 119. 120 with the offstage damage. It's going to be 15-120. And that up smash right there, that's going to be 2 KOs from Valorex. It is 4 versus 2 with the Novas in the lead as Venus and Donkers. They need to orchestrate some sort of comeback if they want to force a game number 3. Valorex gonna get KO right there, but it's him. Penguins Dr. Mario coming out for the Nova specifically. It's gonna be 33-24. Down tilt, up tilt not gonna land. Up air, we see a side B. It's him. Already at 70. Down smash though, that's gonna hit. It's him, and now it's 102-24. Up special, we don't see the back air landing, but we do see down throw into down air. Venus at 72 now. Here's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a back throw. 130-72. Venus with the forward throw here. It's 138-32. It's him back onto the stage. Down tilt. Do we see up air up smash? We see side B. Does not land because of this invincibility. It's him. Gets KO'd at 167. So Venus does get 2 KOs here. A third one would be nice, or maybe some big damage against A plus me. 40% already. Side B getting parried. We're going to see just down tilt into neutral air. Does not land in neutral air. Back throw. 57-40. 57-90 right now. 57-90 as we see out of parry. Down tilt, neutral air. We don't see a side B yet. 76-90. It's going to be down tilt into up smash right here. That's going to KO. Venus has 3 KOs for Buffalo as now Talk is Cheap has a 1 versus 2 scenario for the Novas. Venus might be able to do this comeback all by himself. Talk is Cheap at 59%. We have never had an Amiibo have a 4 KO performance in the playoffs, and there it is! Venus with the first 4 KO performance in the Squad Track Amiibo Draft Elite playoffs as Buffalo with a comeback from Venus himself. They're going to win this game 5-3. So this series is gonna go to a game number 3 thanks to the first 4 KO performance from Venus in Squad Track Amiibo Draft League history. This is the first postseason appearance of a 4 KO performance, and Venus gets it done in the perfect moment. The number 1 seed, they are going to be on the ropes as this series is going to head back to Magnikent. We've had a 5-3 victory for the Novas, and now a 5-3 victory for them. Alright. So Buffalo will force that game number 3. We're going to have a game 3 between Buffalo and the Novas whenever we finish all these game 2s. So we have at least 1 series going to game number 3. An electric 4 KO performance from NetEasy's Byleth Venus. Buffalo, they had traded up with the Novas in order to get this Byleth, leapfrogging over No Custody, who they beat in the previous round. Could Venus be the agenda between both of these teams? Alright. So, that was game 1 right there. The rosters are due now for game 2 between Your Worst Nightmare and the Fantasy Enthusiast. We're going to send a ping out to Dynamic Divorce in Detroit because that's going to be the game 2 after that one. So, when we come back, we're going to have game number 2 between the Your Worst Nightmare and the Fantasy Enthusiast, as that series now heads to Small Battlefield. Squad Track Amiibo Draft League will resume in a couple of minutes.
Squad strike.
Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, when you can start doing game 3 rosters, you can start doing game 3 rosters as soon as your game 2 ends. Same goes like game 2, you can start doing that as soon as your game 1 ends. Forgot to mention that real quick, but I kind of assumed that was implied. We'll see if there's any roster order changes later on, but we're loading those Your Worst Nightmare versus Fantasy Enthusiast rosters. Your Worst Nightmare leads this series 1-0, but we will talk more about that when we come back in a few minutes. Alright, before we begin game number 2, I am going to make a roster order change for my team real quick. So let me make that roster order change real quick for my team. So let's see, I'm going to keep Nokotan as, I'm going to keep Nokotan as my leadoff. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring, okay, let me cover real quick. Trust me on this, trust me on this. Gotta bring this here, we'll bring that there, we'll put this there, and alright, so Time Zone Squad is submitting a roster order change for game 2 against the Dabuffalo after being blown out 5-2 in game 1. It's going to be the same starting 5 but in a much different order. Everyone except Nokotan is in a different spot in their respective roster, but Welcome back to the Squad Track Amiibo Draft League. This is going to be game number 2 of the conference semifinals between Your Worst Nightmare and a Fantasy Feet Enthusiast here in the West. So, Your Worst Nightmare, big blowout win as we had a 5-2 victory with Your Worst Nightmare or the Fantasy Feet Enthusiast. Fantasy Feet, this series had small battlefield. We'll see whether or not they can bounce back or if Your Worst Nightmare will get that sweep. Your Worst Nightmare, they have not won a playoff series in franchise history despite being in the playoffs 3 out of 4 seasons. So your roster, it's going to be Colonist, Chroma, King Raru, Rice, and Shion versus Bisclavette, Ice Eater 40, Yuri, Equinart, and Lego Batman, who's temporarily the default male because they are the home team this time. So Shion is green for an amazing reason. Let's get started. Your Worst Nightmare can win their first playoff series in franchise history if they can defeat the Fantasy Feet Enthusiasts here in Game 2 or Game 3. Your leadoffs are Colonist versus Bisclavette. I am studying through my words. It's going to be very real with you, chat.
3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, and we are here on Small Battlefield for game number 2 as the Fantasy Feet Enthusiasts. As the lower seed, they get to host that game number 2. It's 23-34 to 21 right now. Colonist, the second best leadoff in the West, got that leadoff win against Bisclavette. We'll see whether or not a change is made. It's going to be 58-69 to 44 as we see the King Dedede force match getting interrupted right there. The current Pikmin order is going to be purple, yellow, red. 69 to 81 right now. Forward air again. Bisclavette coming back to the stage. Forward air from her. Going to be 84 to 91. 94 to 91 as we see the King Dedede. Gordo going to get deflected back to the Dedede. Does not hit the Dedede. It's 94 to 99. Up smash not going to land. Back air. It's going to be a back throw. 94 to 130. As we said, Olimar gets hit by the forward air. 107 to 130. And that side B, that's going to KO Colonist. And now here comes Chroma for Your Worst Nightmare. So Your Worst Nightmare down a little bit early. Chroma at 25% right now. The Gordo getting deflected back. Does not do anything. Off special. That's going to get rid of the King Dedede. Here comes Ice Eater 40 for the Fantasy Feet Enthusiasts. It's 4 versus 4 right now, but Chroma able to seal that damage gap already. It's going to be 25 to 40 to 53 as we see forward smash. That was going to be an attempted forward smash. That one will be real, and that's a KO. So Chroma already has 2 KOs for Your Worst Nightmare. Forward smash from Yuri here. Will she go off stage? She's going to opt to stay on stage, try to go for up smash instead. That up smash will also miss. 50 to 22 as we see side B, not going to land. Chroma going to go for the up throw, up air. That one will land against Yuri all the way at 39, 48, 57. Can Chroma get a third KO here? Up smash from Yuri. Do we see the up air from Yuri? We see the Mithra going to come out, not yet. 68 to 73. Mithra misses that force match right there. Down tilt, up smash, 73 to 85 as we see Yuri trying to stall in the air a little, but forward smash from Chroma. That is 3 KOs from Chroma of Your Worst Nightmare as they have taken a big lead here, 4-2. So just like the previous game, the Fantasy Feet Enthusiasts, they are down massively against Your Worst Nightmare. We're going to see a jab, jab, jab from the Mithra. 109 to 10 right now. We just saw the first ever 4-KO performance in the Squad Track Amiibo Draft League postseason. That was from NetEasy's Violet Venus for the Dabuffalo Amiibashers to force that game number 3. It's going to be 139 to 17. Forward smash again. 139 to 38 as we see off smash right here. Equinart, 58%. That up smash is going to miss, however. It's going to be side B. That's going to miss. Chroma will get KO'd. And here comes King Raru for Your Worst Nightmare. Will he be able to seal the deal again? Off smash, not going to land quite yet. It's going to be 6 to 39 right now. Equinart, 54 to 75, 54 to 89 as we're going to see that Robin up air into down smash. He does not have the 11 sword right now. It's still the bronze sword for now as it is slowly recharging. The 11 sword is back. 93 to 110. We see the Link off smash right here. This is going to be a 1 versus 3 scenario as Lego Batman comes out for the Fantasy Feet Enthusiasts. 101 to 25. It's going to be King Raru neutral B. That's going to KO King Raru because he was walking, not standing. And Rice is going to come out for the first time in this postseason for Your Worst Nightmare. 0 to 47, 0 to 63. We see that forward air right there, making this 0 to 78. 88 right now for Lego Batman. Does not get hit by that Gordo. It's going to be 11, 25 to 88. Up tilt. Do we see the up air here? Not yet. Side B going to make this 47 to 100 right now as we see Rice coming back down to the stage. Up B, neutral air does not land. Rice at 68, forward tilt does not land. It is 82. Forward smash right here though. That's gonna barely miss Lego Batman. Gordo does not land there. It's gonna be a back throw. Lego Batman still at 131 as we see that Gordo still not landing. But the up tilt, your worst nightmare, has won their first playoff series in franchise history. They are advancing to the Western Conference Finals where they will host the Time Zone Squad or the Ditto Burritos. Your worst nightmare, they're going to win this game. It's a 5-3 victory from your worst nightmare. Chroma carried this series massively with back-to-back 3 KO performances. That is 6 in this series alone. It's your worst nightmare. They're going to make their first ever conference finals appearance, which would have been the semifinals in previous years. But this is the first time your worst nightmare wins a playoff series. They got bounced out in the first round back in season 1 and season 2. Season 3, they missed the playoffs entirely in a down year, but they are back. They are the 1 seed, and they will host the conference finals in the West. Alright. So your worst nightmare, 2-0 sweep over the Fantasy Feet Enthusiasts, a 5-3 victory as Rice, the rookie, gets that game-winning KO. We have yet to see Xion appear in the playoffs here because it's just been big, massive wins, especially from Chroma. Alright. We got that screenshot already. So, when we come back from that small little break, we're going to have probably one of the more dynamic roster shifts between here and there. It's going to be game number 2 between the Dynamic Divorce and Detroit.
Squad strike.
So sorry, both these teams updated the roster, so I gotta do a little change real quick. We will need another minute or two in order to update those rosters real quick, as both teams did make a roster order change. In the meantime, I got no brain rot for you, so just enjoy the menu music, I guess. Okay, I'm updating this spreadsheet real quick because I accidentally released the wrong Amiibo from Dynamic Divorce. So the Piranha Plant is supposed to be on the roster. We are fixing that right now. Retconning the Game 1 roster update, even though that did not affect much things. But Bunsweet's Piranha Plant will be starting here this game number 2 for the Dynamic Divorce. Let me make sure that the Pac-Man is properly released, because I accidentally released the Piranha Plant instead of that. That's a mistake on my fault, so nothing, no harm, no foul. Let me make sure that everything gets fixed real quick. So let's see. Update this, update that. It's gonna be. Wait, where was I? Alright, update the color over here. We'll need that extra minute or two, but in the meantime, this is gonna be a very interesting series between the Dynamic Divorce and not No Custody and Detroit. So let's see. This is gonna be filled in this color now. Alright, so Bunsui's power plant is going to be the leadoff for this game, by the way. The rest of the roster, it's going to be the Cloud in slot 2, the Hero in slot 3. So let's find the Hero real quick. Luckman's Hero did not start the previous game. He'll be starting here. We're going to see the Zelda in the Violet in the back end for Dynamic Divorce. They are going to be the road team for here, so we're going to load them first. So the Lucas and the Gandorf will be benched in this game. Let me get to make sure this is all updated and sound. Let's see. Up A through Z. There we go. A through Z over here. There we go. Game 2 roster updates are properly done. They marked that Lucina as 99 was acquired to the bench between round 16 and now. So, Bunsui's Piranha Plant gonna be the leadoff here for the Dynamic Divorce. Let's find that Piranha Plant real quick. Where are they gonna be? TBD. Yeah, I say we just stay on the microphone for now. We'll introduce the Amiibo one by one. So slot number 2 for the Dynamic Divorce, that is going to be Joe's Cloud Tifa. So let's find Tifa real quick. That's Cloud. Has been more of a 6-man. This team honestly operates based off like 3 starters and, well, 3 to 4 starters and a bunch of 6 men. I mean, I like the roster. I like the way Dynamic Divorce does things, like updating things, all that. They've had a bunch of success, make the playoffs every single year, so it does work to a certain degree. I wish a few more teams did it, but honestly, like, I know my team, I keep my team, like, stubborn for the most part. I did make a roster order change to my team, though. We'll talk about that when we get to that series between them and the Ditto Burritos. Luckman's Hero Mythos, gonna be slot number 3 for Dynamic Divorce. In slot 4, we're gonna see Joe's Zelda Aerith once more. So let's find Aerith real quick. Where is she gonna be? She is going to be right here. The 5th and final Amiibo is going to be Eon 2's Byleth. Dynamic Divorce. They are trying to make it back to the finals for the first time since season 1. They were in the semifinals in season 2, but they lost to No Custody. Season 3, they got bounced in the first round of the playoffs. That was a dominating loss to... Wait a minute. Yeah, you know what? The Novas have won a conference series, actually. Yeah, they won have a playoff series, actually, the Novas. Yeah. The Novas have won a playoff series. That's right. Last season was, 8 teams. There were no buys. The Novas, they just beat up on the Dynamic Divorce last season. So the Novas, they have won a playoff series. My apologies. I am accidentally retconning out a win up against Dynamic Divorce. So my bad. That is a Dynamic Divorce disrespect right there, if that's anything. My apologies. Yeah, the Novas do have a playoff series win. That was against Dynamic Divorce. Anyways, Failnaught is coming out right now for the Dynamic Divorce. He's been having his career best season. So let me go over there real quick. Oh, yeah, I forgot to actually add the check marks real quick to both teams. There we go. As for Detroit, we are going to see a change in that leadoff. Even though Dekubaba did get that massive output in that big blowout win, instead, we are going to see J9K's King Deity coming at you for Detroit. So he is going to be the leadoff there. Let's load that real quick. Slot number 2, we are going to see another Amiibo moving up. This is going to be Joe's Byleth Farm, the MVP. He's going to be taking over in that second number slot, so let's find him real quick. Let's load him. So I know exactly what you're thinking. 1 AM. Who is going to be in the number 3 slot for Detroit? If number 1 is coming at you, number 2 is farmed, and you did hint already that Dekubaba is probably going to get kicked off the starting roster for this game. So who exactly is going to be starting in the 3rd slot for Detroit? Because Detroit, they've been using the same roster all season. Well, I'll tell you, folks, it is gonna be... You've got to be kidding me. Okay, so we reached the 64 bid limit. Okay, we gotta back out real quick. So sorry about that. We're gonna need another minute or 2 now because Herobrine was, in fact, the 65th Amiibo. Yeah, we're at 61, but some have not appeared, so alright, let's jump back in. We're gonna need another minute or 2 to fix these rosters real quick. So let's go back to updating Dynamic Divorce, Detroit, Omega Form. You know what? Let's listen to another song. We're gonna listen to screw it. Gonna listen to Chill from Brawl. No, we need 5 versus 5, not 3. Alright, so sorry about that. We'll have those roster updates loaded real quick. So let's have Dynamic Divorce loaded once more. So we already introduced everybody. Bunsui's Piranha Plant, TBD coming back in. Usually he will be the leadoff for some games for Dynamic Divorce, but here he is in slot number 1. Alright, so TBD, we're going to see Joe's Cloud Tifa in slot 2. So let's find the Cloud real quick. Gonna go a little bit fast, so I apologize if my speech ends up being like a little too fast as well. So where is that Cloud? Here he is, coming in right now. By the way, when this game ends, the Game 2 roster updates for Time Zone Squad versus Ditto Burritos is going to be due. The Time Zone Squad, they have made a roster order change. Ditto Burritos, usually we streamed it at a time where it's not like time zone friendly for Crunchy, so I don't expect Crunchy to make a time zone a change against the Time Zone Squad. So, I mean, usually it has worked. They have been to the finals. Alright, we're reloading those rosters real quick. Amiibo number 4, josephzilla as the Dynamic Divorce. They are down massively against Detroit, 1-0, but that was a big blowout win for Detroit. Amiibo number 5, Dynamic Divorce. They want to force the game 3 back at home, but Eon 2's Violet's going to be that 5th and final Amiibo. So let's find him real quick. There he is, and here he comes. Alright, on the other side of things, we're going to have the Detroit. J9K's King Deity coming at you. Going to be that first Amiibo for this team. So once again, we kind of spoiled already who's going to be that number 3 slot. It's going to be Herobrine making his first appearance in Season 4 for Detroit. So Dekubaba has been benched. Joe's Byleth farmed. The MVP going to be in slot number 2. Here he comes. 31 total KOs so far this season. If he gets one more KO, that is going to tie the record set by Tilted back in Season 2. 2 KOs, and that record by Tilted is broken. MLL 456's Me Sword Fighter Herobrine gonna be in slot number 3. So let's find that Me Sword Fighter real quick. Here he is. Here he comes. And he is loading. In the 4th slot. The 4th and 5th slots are going to be the same for Detroit. So we are still going to see Bloodflame and Dandori. So Bloodflame, slot number 4. Here she comes. Here she is. And finally, in the 5th slot for Detroit, this is going to be Duke Fizzle's Olimar Dandori. So let's find Dandori real quick. Him, as well as coming at you, have been with the team all 4 seasons. This team is slightly different. Herobrine, been here since Season 2. Bloodflame, farmed. These are their first seasons here. Farmed is a rookie, winning the MVP. Bloodflame spent last season with Team Instinct, but got over here because of the waiver wire system, because none of the expansion teams selected her. Alright, so welcome back to the conference semifinals. This is the Eastern Conference semifinals, game number 2 between Dynamic Divorce and Detroit. Detroit got a big blowout win back in game 1, so the Dynamic Divorce, they make a big roster order changes. TBD, Tifa, Mythos, Aerith, and Felnut. As for Detroit, Dekubaba, despite what we saw in game 1, is getting benched as we was hinted earlier, so it's going to be coming at you. Farmed Herobrine, making his first appearance in season number 4, Bloodflame and Dandori. Let's begin. As mentioned, Detroit, they got that big, massive 5-2 victory against Dynamic Divorce. We're not going to see Ted Temple or Vibin in this game. They have been benched to bring in TBD and Mythos, and that roster order has been slightly shifted as well. TBD versus coming at ya are going to be your leadoffs for game number 2. Detroit leads the series 1-0.
3, 2, 1, go!
And game number 2, that's going to be here in Detroit. As it's 0-0 right now, we're going to see the down smash immediately. First damage coming at you. Coming at you, had some leadoffs back in Season 3. He struggled as a leadoff though, so we're going to see whether or not he can bounce back from what we saw that previous season. 47-32, forward smash not going to land as we see the Piranha Plant. 58-32, it's going to be forward tilt not landing. Neutral air that deflected to Gordo back to coming at you actually. 58-72. We're going to see that King Deity. It's going to be just the up tilt getting parried. Up tilt here. Do we see up air? We do see the up air, but not all hits. 72-91 as we see up air. We see the spike ball. It's coming at you. He tried to dance around it, but was not able to do it successfully. 72-162. Still not KO quite yet, as we're going to see King Deity still alive for now. 81-89-177. Dash attack going to get interrupted. It's 98-191. TBD got launched after that up air. It's 99. Get up attack coming at you is still alive at 219%. Finally gets KO'd, but here comes the MVP farmed for Detroit as TBD gets that leadoff win. It's going to be a forward throw, 110-0 right now as we see the Byleth. It's going to be get up attack, 110-11. We see that jab, jab, jab. Going to make this 122-15 as we see up tilt. TBD still alive at 136. Side B, that's going to miss, 136-35. Back air, going to make this 148-35. Side B, not going to land quite yet. Off smash, going to get parried here. Forward smash, 148-55. down tilt and up special. No aerial in the follow-up though, but that side B, that's going to get rid of TBD, but farmed already at 68%. 0 to 82 right now, as we're going to see just a forward smash, down tilt, up smash. 29, 43 to 98 right now. It's at Cloud. Full meter. Neutral B gonna miss. Side B, 56 to 98, 68 to 98. Another side B, Tifa is gonna have to come back to the stage, and he will fall short. So the MVP farmed has 2 KOs so far already for Detroit as they take this lead over to the Dynamic Divorce. It's gonna be 0 to 108. Down smash. Farm still alive at 125. We're going to see Farm come back onto the stage. Get up attack. 11 to 125. We're going to see a side B. 21 to 125 as Mythos comes back onto the stage. Down tilt into forward air. 41 to 125. It's going to be, by the way, I forgot to mention, but farmed. That is his second KO, so he has broken the record for most total KOs in a single regular season. He now has 33, and it's going to stay at 33 because of the critical forward smash from Mythos. So now here comes Herobrine, making his first appearance in Season 4 of the Squad Track Amiibo Draft League. Immediate revenge KO against Mythos. So congratulations to Joe's Violet Farm of Detroit. That is the new record, 33 KOs and counting. It's 17, 32 to 36. It's Aerith that's coming out right now. It's going to be just a down smash again. 44, 60 to 36. Down smash again. 74, 89 to 36. As Aerith is getting bullied around by this Mii Sword Fighter. We're going to see just no up smash quite yet. It's going to be, now we see just a down smash. 103 to 36. Herobrine waiting for Aerith. Down special. 117 to 36. Down air from Aerith into up tilt. Up air. 87, 88 for Herobrine. And we're going to see down B. Aerith off stage at 125% right now. Coming back onto the stage. Jab into, that's going to be a down smash interrupting what would have been a forward smash from Aerith. 141 to 88. If Aerith gets KO'd here, that is going to make a 1 versus 3 scenario for Felnut, and I don't know if he can bounce back from that. It will be a 1 versus 3. So Felnut, if the Dynamic Divorce wants to stay alive and force a game 3, they are going to need 3 KOs from Felnut here in the most desperate of moments. It's going to be Herobrine, Blood Flame, Dandori that needs a KO. Herobrine is already at 118 though. It's 21 to 118. Out of parry, down tilt, up air. Herobrine is still alive at 142, however. It's going to be 36 to 142. We're going to see just a down smash. It's going to be down smash now. 52 to 142. Down B again. 65, 76. Felnut coming back onto the stage. We see a back throw now, making this 86 to 142. This is Herobrine's first appearance in season number 4, and it's going to be down smash getting parried, down smash, but Herobrine got 2 KOs at least for his team. Blood Flame going to come out for Detroit. Blood Flame can send Detroit to the Eastern Conference Finals. Can she get it done? 117 to 0 right now, but it's going to be up tilt. We're going to see a side B miss. It's going to be 117 to 6. Jab, jab, jab from Felnut. Blood Flame at 18. We see the side B. That's going to land. Felnut is still going to be alive at 134. Forward smash going to miss from Blood Flame, but will she be able to send Detroit to the Eastern Conference Finals? 134 to 25. Down smash getting interrupted. Forward smash getting shielded. We see a jab, jab, jab. Blood Flame is slowly taking damage against this Byleth. It's going to be down tilt. We see the up smash gets interrupted by a down air. 149 to 158. Blood Flame, 149 to 66. Gonna come back onto the stage. Has been taking this damage here and there and everywhere. Switching to the Mythril right now. But Blood Flame is gonna send Detroit to the Eastern Conference Finals. They're gonna win this game 5 to 3. So it's a sweep for Detroit as the MVP farmed is able to get 2 KOs. We see Herobrine in his first appearance of Season 4, 2 KOs. Coming at you, still struggling as that leadoff. We saw those struggles last season as the leadoff. He did not get that leadoff against TBD, but Detroit, they are advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals. Alright. So it's going to be a 5 to 3 victory for Detroit. So they are going to see. So here's the deal. If Buffalo takes Game 3, Detroit will host Game 1 and Game 3. But if the Novas win, the Novas will host Game 1 and Game 3. Game 2, that's going to be in Detroit. But Detroit, They are in the Eastern Conference Finals, a 2-0 sweep over the Dynamic Divorce. So 2 of these series have been determined. Your Worst Nightmare, they're in the Western Conference Finals. Detroit, they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Ditto Burritos have the opportunity to get to the Western Conference Finals if they can defeat the Time Zone Squad. But the Time Zone Squad, they have made a roster order change. It's going to be the same roster, but with different order. So we'll see whether that works for the Time Zone Squad. I believe they're going to put Pancakes later in the roster, so he doesn't have to go head-to-head with Tilted. Alright, Game 2 of the Time Zone Squad versus the Ditto Burritos. That's going to be coming up when we come back from this break. But before we go on that break, let's give a round of applause to Farmed real quick. Give a round of applause to Farmed. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the new single season record for most total KOs at 33 and counting. Of course, Farmed, he can get way more KOs, especially because Detroit, they are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. They will face the winner of the Novas versus Buffalo. So we'll see how many more KOs Farmed can get. Alright. That's going to be it for now. We're going to head to that break real quick. And when we come back, Game 2 of the Time Zone Squad versus the Ditto Burritos.
One strike. Brawler. TDD. Hero. Sword fighter. TDD.
Okay, so I forgot to do this last time, but the Smash Ultimate Amiibo League, they're going to be starting season number 10 this Tuesday. We will be live streaming my POV unless something pops up, but I will be participating in the season debut of Soul number 10. Just want to put that out because Among Mates Pyro Mithra, their name is Soul number 9, but we're going to be entering season number 10 of that Smash Ultimate Amiibo League. Go check it out if you're interested. It's going to be Arena online tournament, so you will need NSL all that to connect online. but it is arena, so you do not need any of those external tools. This is all the stuff you can do naturally in the game with whatever the Nintendo provides. Alright. But the Ditto Burritos roster is fully loaded, so huge shout out to the Smash Ultimate Amiibo League. I forgot to link their Discord, but it should be easy to find. If anything, just DM me or go into the Discord. We can ask you, we can redirect you easily to Sewell, all that. But alright, game number 2 of the Time Zone Squad versus the Ditto Burritos. The Time Zone Squad has shuffled their roster order entirely. Nokotan is once again going to be the leadoff, but the rest of the roster order this time is going to be Crony, Trident, Pancakes, and Pump Patch versus the Ditto Burritos, who will be sticking with Ditto, Tilted, Layla, Sue number 9, and Did I Do. So the Ditto Burritos, they got that big, massive 5-2 victory over the Time Zone Squad. The Ditto Burritos, with a win here, they will advance to the Western Conference Finals, where they will face Your Worst Nightmare. Your Worst Nightmare, they got that sweep over the Fantasy Feed Enthusiasts, and Your Worst Nightmare will be hosting Game 1 and Game 3 of that series, regardless of who wins here. Alright. So, when this game ends, those Game 3 roster updates for Novas versus Buffalo, they are going to be due, but this game is about to start now. So the Time Zone Squad, back in Season 1, they did face off against the Ditto Burritos, but they got swept by the Ditto Burritos despite having the better record. Will this happen again? Let's find out. The Ditto Burritos, they led the series 1-0. And game number 2 is going to take place on Spear Pillar Battlefield form. Once again, the leadoffs is going to be Nokotan versus Ditto. Already at 39% for Nokotan, it's going to be 39-25. One thing that could have gone differently in the last interaction is, oh no, Nokotan, she is actually going to be able to come back onto the stage. She's not too far yet, but already 81, 99-25 right now. Luckily, there is a different roster order for the Time Zone Squad, but she is doing that same thing again with the up specials, so she's going to get KO'd right there. Ditto, only at 25. So now Crony going to be coming out for the Time Zone Squad. Down air right there, into gonna be down air from the Mii Sword Fighter, 15-49. Down tilt, neutral air, we're gonna see a side B right there, but the side B barely misses Ditto. That side B out of parry, gonna be 23-87. We see a down B making this 36-87. Side B, gonna miss, and Crony gets that KO. That's her first KO of the playoffs, and now she faces Tilted. Tilted currently holds the record for most KOs in the playoffs. I believe that was 13 or 14 back in season number 2 with the Ditto Burritos. That is when they went to the finals but lost to no custody in 3 games. 60-80 right now. Tilted at 80. What do we see Crony do? She is going to use a side B, but that is going to miss because Tilted went barely above. 75-89 as Crony out of parry, down tilt. We don't see the up smash. Instead, Gordo. Crony is going to be off stage right now, and she is going to come back onto the stage. So the warrant of time on Spear Pillar. Up tilt. That's going to KO her. It's going to be Trident coming out now for the Time Zone Squad. So Trident versus Tilted. 2 long tenured veterans, each with their respective team, has spent all 4 seasons with their teams. 25-114, 38. 52-114, dash jack getting shielded right there, but down tilt. Do we see the Gordo? We will see the Gordo, and Tilted. He's going to get rid of Trident, as Trident is going to be too far. So the Time Zone Squad, they wanted to avoid this situation right here of Pancakes versus Tilted, but it ultimately comes to that, and Pancakes, the Season 3 MVP, he's going to need to get 2 KOs, plus Pump Patch getting 2 KOs, a combination of 4 if they want to force a game number 3 against the Ditto Burritos. We did see this in the Buffalo Nova series where we saw Tilted gonna fall short, but we did see Venus getting 4 KOs, all 4 for Buffalo to force that game 3 against Novas. Right now it's 34-62 to nothing right now between Pancakes and Layla. Of course, Pancakes wants to get as much damage as he can on Layla, preferably to KO her too. 91-15 right now though. Up tilt, we see up tilt not landing there. 99-29. Boomerang into gonna be an up throw right here. No, 4 throw actually, as we see Pancakes coming back onto the stage. 117-50 right now with the up smash out of shield. It's gonna be up smash right there. Pancakes barely survives. 140-63. Dash attack though. This is going to be a 1 versus 3 scenario for Pump Patch of the Time Zone Squad. 1 versus 2 now, but here comes Sue9 making her first playoff appearance for the Ditto Burritos. Going to be 35-11 right now, 52-11 as we see Pump Patch coming back onto the stage. It's going to be just a forward air, not going to land. Jab, jab, jab from Sue number 9. It's going to be off smash, not quite yet. 68, 81-11. down smash, 91 to 11. We're going to see a fireball into the dash attack, 91 to 37. We're going to see just a side B out of parry, down smash, 91 to 51. Forward air will not land. We see both Amiibo off stage, coming back on, 91 to 51. It remains. We see the side B getting shielded right there. It's a fireball that misses. Critical down smash right there from Pump Patch. That could be the momentum that the Time Zone Squad needs. It's 99 to 75. Keep in mind, there is still Did I Do in the back for the Ditto Burritos and the Time Zone Squad. Never mind. The Ditto Burritos. They are advancing to the Western Conference Finals where they will face off against your worst nightmare, the Time Zone Squad. They once again fall to the Ditto Burritos, getting swept once more in the playoffs. It's a 5-3 victory for the Ditto Burritos over the Time Zone Squad, which means there is only one series that is going to game number 3, and that is going to be that Buffalo versus Nova series. Alright, because that was not the last game of this cycle, we will get started with that as soon as we can. So alright. Ditto with that lead off KO, Tilted with 2 KOs, the rest of the team getting 1 afterwards. Did I Do has not needed to appear in this series so far. In fact, if we look at Did I Do, in the 5 games the Ditto Burritos have played, the 4 wins have been 5-3 or better. Of course, that 5-2 in game 1 against the Time Zone Squad, but the Time Zone Squad, they tried to dread from it, they tried to run from it, but ultimately they got swept once again by the Ditto Burritos. They're going to have to assess what they want to do in the offseason for season number 5, whether or not it's roster construction or just the wrong moves. Honestly, okay, as general manager of the Time Zone Squad, I probably should have swapped Nokotan out for Yo Side B as the leadoff, because Nokotan, she was going to go high all there, she was going to get punished, she got punished again in game 2, so I probably should have swapped the Pokemon trainer out, but oh well, that's it for the Time Zone Squad. Alright, the Time Zone Squad still trying to find their first playoff win. The Ditto Burritos, they are back in the Western Conference Finals. We're going to see what they do against your worst nightmare, so that date is set. Let's write that down real quick. So the Ditto Burritos versus your worst nightmare, that's going to be the Western Conference Finals over there in the West. The Eastern Conference Finals, that matchup will be determined when we come back from this break. Game 3, a Buffalo versus the Novas.
Squad strike.
Alright, let's introduce those rosters for game number 3 one by one. We're going to start with Dabuffalo real quick. So, the Buffalo Amiibashers, they have been struggling in this leadoff game against josephzilla Diabells. So, in game 1, they used Tatsugiri. In game 2, they used Voyager. But here in game number 3, to face off against Diabells, they will be using the Job. Alright. The second slot for Buffalo, we are going to see Cicada's Olimar Voyager back in towards that middle of the slot. So let's find Voyager real quick. Here he is, there he is, and here he comes. In the third slot, this was the Season 3 comeback player of the season. He has not had much appearances for Buffalo because he has not been as necessary, but they need him now. They're going to be elevating him to that starting roster. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Penger's Pokemon Trainer, Haim.
Pokemon Trainer.
In the fourth slot, he has the first ever 4KO performance in the postseason. This is the rookie who Buffalo traded up for in the draft, they traded up with the other team here, the Novas, to leapfrog, no custody, to acquire him. This is NetEasy's Byleth Venus. 5th, and finally, the Ice Climbers, the rookie, the 2nd round pick, has been a massive contributor for this Buffalo Amiibashers team. This is going to be 14J Masters, Ice Climbers, Donkers. As for the Novas, let's bring that Novas roster real quick. It is going to be the same starting 5 we have been seeing all series long. So Cicadas, Zelda, Diabells. Once again, one of the best leadoff in Squad Strike Amiibo Draft League history, having another strong season, but just got outcompeted straight up by Pant1, the rookie in the Eastern Conference. So that is why Pant1 is going to be the all-star representing the East. Of course, Pant1 going to be facing off against Low from the Swarm in the West. We're going to see Eon 2's Link Valorex in that 2nd slot. So let's find Valorex real quick, bring him in. He has been having a career best season. We'll see what he can do here for Game 3 of the Novas. So, there was a little bit of misinformation I spread earlier regarding Novas. They do have a playoff series win that was in Season 3 against the Dynamite Divorce. It was a 2-0 sweep, but this could be the first time the Novas make it to the semifinals. So they did get bounced by Edmonton in that 2nd round, but that was after a playoff series win against the Dynamic Divorce because the Season 3 playoffs did not have any buys, only 1st round home field advantages. But let's see, Pangers, Dr. Mario, it's him. He has been with this team all 4 seasons, even back in the day when they were playing at 4-side. He is here in slot number 3. In the 4th slot for the Novas, this is going to be Mario Dude's Byleth A+ to me. So let's find him real quick. Find her, actually. And let's load her in. 5th, and finally, for the Novas, it's going to be Joe's Ryu. Talk is cheap. He's been a pretty solid closer so far for this team. Let's see where he is. He is going to be somewhere around here. Here he comes. And here he is. Alright. So it's going to be the Job, Voyager, Heim, Venus, and Donkers versus Diabells. Valorex, it's him. A+ to me, and Talk is cheap. Game 3 of Buffalo versus the Novas to determine who goes to the Eastern Conference Finals is starting right now. Alright, let's press those buttons real quick. Up, left, right, down, A. The winner of this series will face off against Detroit in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Job, Diabells, they are your leadoffs.
3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, so we see first damage being done for the Job immediately. Already 39 onto Diabells. That's going to be a downer right there from Diabells. Going to make this 20, 23 to 62 as we see the forward air. 28 to 63. Off smash into no up air quite yet. It's going to be 41 to 63. Laser into up smash. 41 to 89 as we see the Job with the up air. 41 to 100 dash attack. It's gonna be the Job at 57, but out of the shield. Laser into. Do we see an up smash here? We will not see the up smash quite yet. We see a down smash. 61 to 125. The Job coming back onto the stage. 61 to 125 it remains as we see up smash out of that parry. 76 to 125. Forward air. That's gonna get rid of the Job. So Diabells faces 3 different opponents in the leadoff, and she wins all 3 leadoffs, getting KO'd right there against Voyager. It's going to be 4 versus 4 between Voyager, Valorex. We see the forward smash. Going to make this 23 to 24 right now. Up smash into up air, followed by another up air. It's 23 to 76 to 87. We see another up smash right there. Not going to land quite yet. That one will land. 23 to 108. It's going to be next. It's going to be just a shield out of shield. Off smash. 46, 56, 75 to 108. We see another up smash here. 93 to 108. So 96 to 108 right now. Valorex trying to catch up with that damage. 96, 107 to 122. Forward smash right there from Voyager. That is 2 KOs from the Olimar. 120 to 0 as it's him. It's him. Pangers Dr. Mario coming out for the Nova specifically. Already at 16 because of Pikmin chip damage. 120 to 47 to 61. It's him. Will we see a 3K performance from Voyager? It could be possible. 132 to forward throw right here. He is still going to be alive at 150, but needs to come back on with only a purple Pikmin. It's going to be forward smash out of parry into an up smash. That's not going to KO, so it's him. Able to get Voyager. Here is Heim for the Buffalo Amiibashers facing off against Novas. It's 43-61. Back throw from the Charizard. He spent last season with Team Instinct, had 18 KOs, but the team, they suffered a massive losing streak because it was bottom heavy. Only him and Bloodflame were the main contributors in terms of racking up KOs. 88-102. Down there right there from Heim. It's going to be 3 versus 2 as Heim. Flare Blitz, 100-40 right now. Do we see another Blitz from Charizard? We're going to see a 4 tilt, 100-51. We're going to see a 4 tilt. A plus to me, off stage. Charizard with the Flare Blitz trying to come back onto the stage. 112, 126. Flare Blitz, that's not going to land. Straight to the ledge. Up tilt. Where do we see a switch to Charizard? Not yet. Instead, it's going to be Heim getting KO'd. It is 2 versus 2. As now Venus comes out for the Buffalo. It's going to be 46-52. Coming back onto the stage. It's going to be jab, jab, jab. 46-72. Up tilt. We're not going to see it up air quite yet. It's going to be just the up special into no aerial from Venus. Surprising move. 55-106. We're going to see side B landing from A plus to me against Venus. Down smash. That's going to be a 1 versus 2 for the Buffalo Amiibashers. It's going to be 17-106 as the Ice Climbers. They are down. They're the last Amiibo for Buffalo. 27-134. Donkers. Neutral special into neutral special into neutral special. It's going to be 31-144. 53-144. We see a down special. The Ice Climbers come back onto the stage, stalling a little bit. It's going to be 53-162. We're going to see just the Violet still alive for now, but the Ice Climbers, they need to KO this Violet soon. It's going to be 53-176 to 181, and we're going to see just the Ice Climbers stalling and stalling, but they need to get a KO soon. 4 tilt, that's going to KO, so it will come down to the last Amiibo. Donkers versus Talk is Cheap. It's going to be Fireball right there, 79-19. As we see the Ice Climbers, it's going to be just a Shuriken, off smash. Popo trying to come back down to the stage. It's going to be just forward air, 107-26. It's going to be off smash to get rid of the Nana. It's going to be 109-27 as the Ice Climbers. Neutral B. It's going to be Shuriken. We don't see a Shuriken yet, actually. 128-57. The Ryu off stage, come back onto the stage. We're going to see a Shuriken right there. And the Novas. They're going to win this game 5-4 as they're going to host Detroit in the Eastern Conference Finals with a win. They win this series 2-1, but they will host Detroit. All right. So we see 2 kills from Voyager, 2 kills from A plus to me. Talk is Cheap with that game winner. We see Heim, he contributed greatly in this game, but Venus, after having that 4 KO performance to save this team in Forza Game 3, he got shut out here in game number 3. A plus to me had those 2 KOs. All right. So Buffalo, the 6th seed, that's going to end their playoff run here. We're going to see what they do in the offseason, all that. I can't remember what they did in that trade. I do believe that Buffalo, I think their first round pick or their second round pick belongs to the Novas in this upcoming draft, so that is going to be one little complicated thing. I need to double check those details of that offseason trade, which allowed this team to acquire Venus. As for the Novas, they are in the Eastern Conference Semifinals. Let's write down those matchups real quick. Detroit versus the Novas. So let's see. So both of these matchups is going to be the number 4 seed versus the number 1 seed. So tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do the Eastern Conference Final, the Western Conference Final. We're going to take a small break to do the All-Star game, but after the All-Star game, we are going to have the first ever best of 5 finals in the Squad Track Amiibo Draft League to determine who will win the Season 4 title. So it all comes down to the last 4 teams. In the East, it is Detroit versus the Novas, and in the West, it is the Ditto Burritos versus Your Worst Nightmare. All original teams will be facing off against each other in the conference finals. That will be tomorrow with the All-Star game and the best of 5 finals tomorrow night during the football. All right. That's going to do it for tonight's stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for being here, all that. Thank you for everyone who sent. For the teams who did get eliminated this round, we can do a little bit of playoff math real quick, see what those updated draft order is going to be. So let's see, it was, I think it's going to be Fantasy Feet Enthusiast, Buffalo Amiibashers, Time Zone Squad, and then Dynamic Divorce in terms of that draft order regarding those teams who got eliminated in this round. But all right. So we got those conference final games set, all that. We did see Farmed of Detroit break the record for the most total KOs in a single season, 33 and counting, as Detroit. They will face off against Novas in the Eastern Conference Finals. This could be the first time we do those conference finals, because usually the playoffs, it has been 3 rounds the last 3 seasons, but this season we expanded it from 8 teams to 12, meaning we needed that 4th round. So we're looking forward to doing those conference finals both in the East and the West. All right. We will see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, when we finish the Squad Track Amiibo Draft League. Tune in tomorrow for when that league concludes. Y'all have a nice one, and we'll see you then.